Alrighty, so we are back again with another weekly analysis, another forecast, and also we're gonna recap on the last trading forecast that we posted on our YouTube channel. So let's quickly just take a look on the DXY on the 4-hour time frame. So remember, last week we said that we would like to wait for the price to get back and retrace to the most extreme demand zone before looking for any bullish setups. And this is exactly what happened. As we anticipate, as we have anticipated, guys, that the price uh reached that level when we were analyzing the charts, and we said that we would like to see the price drop down before any bullish setups. And finally, we were able to see this uh, mitigation and the bullish momentum that took place here. So now what we're gonna be looking to do, we are basically gonna be looking for bullish setups going from this exact area. Okay. Now this when it comes to the Euro USD on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, going to the 30 minute to the 4-hour on the Euro USD. So as we have also explained that on the last week, we say that we are gonna look for bearish setups once price mitigates this extreme supply zone and shows the bearish rejection candles, and it did actually show a couple of good bearish rejection candles confirming the bearish movement. And as you guys can see right now, the candles are printing very strongly in the bearish side. So our main bias for this week will be only the bearish setups. Dropping down to the 30-minute time frame to see exactly what happened since the last week. So remember when we said last week that the most probable entry is gonna be a bullish entry, and we actually waited for the price to mitigate this valid range zone, but unfortunately there was no mitigation at all from that zone. But luckily we were able to see the strong bullish demand zone breaking through the weak high and also creating a new structure. So right now, the price has been very bearish. So our main bias is going to be bearish entries only. So where are we going to look for our bearish setup? So let us just basically remove all of these market analysis that we have done last week and start a new market structure. So you guys can see that the price made its move exactly from this demand zone where price started to accumulate before showing the strong bullish momentum. So now this is going to be our week high, and this is going to be basically my week low or swing low, which caused the break of the structure. So that's going to be our week high, and that's going to be mainly our zone. Yeah. And the break of structure that took place was exactly around that point. So here it is, our break of structure and our new demand zone, which we're gonna only see a rejection from that zone is gonna be this most recent demand zone. Okay. So what we're looking for right now, we're gonna basically wait for price to mitigate this demand zone and then show us weak bullish momentum. Once it does that, I'm gonna look for bearish entries once I see the confirmation. So that's gonna be my main bias for the next couple of days. I'm gonna wait for this structure to take place, an accumulation, building liquidity so that price can go deeper down. Okay. Now switching to the USD JPY. So as we guys mentioned last week as well, that we anticipated a bullish momentum once we see price mitigating this demand zone, and it did actually mitigate the demand zone, but it made a very strong, deep mitigation to that demand zone. And once price showed the rejection candles, we were able actually to take profits on this setup. So that as well was called from our last trading video. We say that we're going to wait for the bullish setups, and we're only going to look for the bullish setups once price mitigates this demand zone. Now, going to the AUD USD. So that unfortunately was an invalid setup, as you guys can see that since price did actually mitigate the demand zone and did show a strong bullish momentum, but it failed to hold the bullish momentum. So and we saw here like a couple of rejection candles, and price started to break down through this demand zone, causing the shift in the structure itself. So right now, the structure is clearly bearish, as you guys can see from this break of structure that took place here. And where is gonna be my swing high? This is gonna be the swing high that caused the break of structure. Whereas my weak low, this is gonna be the lowest point that the price reached to before making a pullback. So this is gonna be my weak low. Whereas my extreme supply zone, here it is. This is my extreme supply zone. And we can also see that there is a fresh liquidity points that hasn't been yet mitigated. So most probably we might see the price mitigate these liquidity points before breaking this structure. So I would prefer to wait for the price to actually pull back deeper to the supply zone and then show me the strong bearish momentum. Okay. Now switching to the second uh, profitable trade for that week, and also a good call that we anticipated as well. So as you guys can see that we anticipated a bullish uh, movement from this demand zone. Once price mitigated this demand zone, we were able to actually make a lot of profits on that one, because once price mitigated this demand zone deeply and I saw this small rejection candle, there was a news release on that day. That's why we took an entry and our stop loss were basically below the demand zone. We were able to actually take almost a 1 to 2 hour trade, a very quick 1 to 2, which was very, very, very profitable for us. So last week was a very good week. The trades that we called did manage to play out and get us some good profits. Okay. Now, when it comes to what's happening in the GBP/USD. So as of right now, as you guys can see, the price has been accumulating recently. So I'm gonna actually wait. I'm not gonna engage in the GBP/USD at all in the next couple of days until I see a clear price action movement. So most probably what I'm looking to see is whether price breaks down strongly through this demand zone, and we might see like strong bearish momentum from this accumulation. So that's what I'm gonna wait to see happening. Okay. Now switching to the next currency pair, which was the GBP as JPY, and we called this trade extremely good. Remember when I said that we would like to wait for a mitigation, or basically a quick manipulation for the price to happen before engaging in any entry, and that's exactly what happened. As you guys can see, price did go exactly to the level that we called, and it dropped down enormously, making a lot of good pips, which we were able also to take profits from that one. So I actually took the entry as follows. So once price broke this most recent structure, it showed like a strong bearish structure. I was able to take an entry on that one. So my entry was around that point. Let me show it to you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna remove these drawings for you. And so I took the entry exactly once price came back and showed me this rejection candle. So once price showed the rejection candle that took place here, I was able to take an entry here at the candle closure, and my stop loss was above that uh, wick, and I targeted only 1 to 2 hour, so I was able to actually uh, get into a good profit and into a good profitable trade just by waiting for the correct time and the sweep of the liquidity. And you can also see that on a broader level if we switch to the 4 hour time frame, where you guys can see what we have said last week. We said that we would like to see for the price to deeply mitigate the extreme 4 hour supply zone and show us a bearish rejection candle, and it did do that as well. So once it did that, we were able to take the entry. And what is our bias for the next week when it comes to the JBP JPY? I'm still looking for the bearish setups on the JPP JPY. Okay, that's why I'm gonna be ignoring the JPP USD, and I'm gonna be focusing more into the the GBP JPY, which looks actually and seems much more valid for me than the GBP USD at this moment. Okay, so this was a quick weekly forecast and a quick weekly recap as well on the trades that we have called last week. Hopefully, you were able to be one of the people that were able to make profits out of these trades. And do not forget that you're gonna find us in the Discord group where you're gonna find the link down in the description box. Okay, see you later next week. This was Joe from Read Deal Effects, and hoped that you did enjoy this YouTube video.